They say that everyone is born with talent. It's a gift. Some people are just born with it, and some are not. But what they do on tell you is that it is not your gifts that make you successful in life. It's what you do with them. And the most important thing is believing in yourself. We all have unique abilities and talents. The problem is that most of us never reach our potential. We give up too soon, or we do not even try because we think we're not good enough. That's where the growth mindset comes in. It's the key trait shared by all the world's most successful people, from Olympic medalists to Nobel Prize winners. And you can develop it too. So if you want to learn how to be unstoppable, keep watching. So first off, let me explain to you the difference between fixed and growth mindset. It all starts with what you believe about yourself and your abilities. If you have a fixed mindset, you think that success is determined by your qualities. These are things like your intelligence, your talents, your personality, and so on. For example, you might think, I'm just not a math person, or I'm not creative. With this mindset, you believe that these qualities are set in stone, and there is nothing you can do to change them. On the other hand, if you have a growth mindset, you think that you can change and grow. You believe that effort and learning can help you improve your abilities and achieve success. For example, you might say, I'm not great at math yet, but I can improve with practice. Or I'm not very creative now, but I can develop my creativity through learning and experience. So basically, the difference between these two mindsets is whether you think your qualities are fixed or if you think they can be improved. Why is this important? Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say you're learning something new and you encounter a challenge. If you have a fixed mindset, you might see this as a threat, as a sign that you're not smart enough or talented enough to learn this thing. This belief will then lead you to feel helpless, to get demotivated, or even give up. For example, if you were trying to learn a new language, but kept making mistakes, you might think, I'm just not good at languages. Maybe I should just give up. However, if you have a growth mindset, you would see the same situation differently. You would see the challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning. You would see the mistakes as a natural part of the learning process that can help you improve. For example, if you made mistakes while learning a new language, you might think, this is normal. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning something new. I can learn from my mistakes and improve my skills. So basically, having a growth mindset allows you to be more resilient and persistent in the face of challenges. It helps you to bounce back quickly from setbacks and to keep moving forward towards your goals. In fact, research has shown that people with a growth mindset are more likely to succeed in various areas of life. They are more likely to be high achievers, to be creative and innovative, to be able to cope with stress and setbacks, and to learn from their mistakes. Now that you understand the power of mindset, let me share with you some real-life examples of people who use a growth mindset to achieve amazing things. First, let's look at the case of Michael Jordan. He is widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time. But what many people do not know is that he was actually cut from his high school basketball team. Do you think this would have discouraged a person with a fixed mindset? Of course it would have. But Michael Jordan saw this as a challenge and used it to fuel his growth. He worked hard to improve his skills and eventually became the star player in college and the NBA. He went on to win 6 NBA championships and countless other awards and honors. Next, let's look at the case of J.K. Rowling. She is the author of the Harry Potter series, which has sold over 500 million copies worldwide. But before she achieved this success, she went through a lot of rejections and setbacks. In fact, she was considered a failure by most people around her. However, J.K. Rowling didn't give up. She kept writing and improving her craft, and eventually her hard work paid off. She became one of the most successful authors of all time. Finally, let's look at the case of Steve Jobs. He was the co-founder and CEO of Apple Inc., which changed the way we use computers, smartphones, and music players. He was also the CEO of Pixar Animation Studios, which produced some of the most beloved animated films of all time. But Steve Jobs didn't have it easy. He dropped out of college and faced many obstacles and failures in his career. However, he never gave up on his vision. He kept pushing forward and eventually became one of the most successful entrepreneurs and innovators of all time. As you can see, these people did not achieve success by being gifted or talented. They achieved success by having a growth mindset. They believed in themselves and their ability to improve, and they were willing to put in the hard work and effort to make it happen. Now that you've seen how powerful a growth mindset can be, I want to share with you some practical steps that you can take to start developing a growth mindset today. Step No. 1. The first step towards developing a growth mindset is to reflect on your current mindset. Ask yourself questions like, what do I believe about myself and my abilities? What do I think about challenges and setbacks? How do I respond to criticism and feedback? By understanding where you are now, you can develop a plan to shift towards a growth mindset. You can also benefit from taking a mindset assessment. There are many free assessments available online that can help you measure your mindset and identify areas for improvement. Step 2. Challenge your fixed mindset thoughts. Once you've identified your fixed mindset thoughts, you need to challenge them. When you notice yourself thinking in a fixed way, ask yourself questions like, is this thought helpful? Is it based on facts or just my feelings? What would I tell a friend who had this thought? By challenging your fixed mindset thoughts, you can start to replace them with more growth-oriented ones. Step 3. Focus on effort and learning. Instead of focusing on your qualities and talents, focus on your effort and learning. When you encounter challenges, ask yourself, how can I learn from this? What can I improve on next time? By focusing on effort and learning, you can develop a more growth-oriented mindset. Step 4. Celebrate your growth and successes. When you make progress, no matter how small, celebrate it. This will help you stay motivated and reinforce your belief in your ability to grow and improve. Step 5. Learn from others. Observe the people around you who have a growth mindset and learn from them. Pay attention to their thoughts, actions, and behaviors. Ask yourself, what can I learn from them? By learning from others, you can develop a more growth-oriented mindset. Step 6. Develop a growth vocabulary. Start using language that reflects a growth mindset. Instead of saying, I can't, say I can't. Yet, instead of saying I failed, say I learned what doesn't work. By using growth-oriented language, you can train your brain to think in a more growth-oriented way. Step 7. Visualize your growth. Visualize yourself growing and improving. Imagine yourself overcoming challenges and achieving success. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you develop a more growth-oriented mindset. Step 8. Use positive When you're facing challenges, use positive self-talk to encourage and motivate yourself. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say I'm learning and I'm getting better every day. By using positive self-talk, you can develop a more growth-oriented mindset. Step 9. Seek feedback and act on it. Ask for feedback from others and then act on it. Feedback is a valuable tool that can help you grow and improve. Step 10. Don't give up. Keep trying even when you face setbacks. Don't let your challenges define you. By not giving up, you can develop a more growth-oriented mindset. By following these 10 steps, you can start developing a growth mindset today. Remember that it's a journey, not a destination. So be patient with yourself and keep practicing. With time and effort, you can develop a growth mindset that'll help you achieve your dreams and live a more fulfilling life. If you liked this video, make sure to watch our other videos. See you next time.